Hello everyone, it's Dr. Manjiri Nadkarni back today for day 86 of 100 Days of Ayurveda. So today's topic is the Ayurvedic diet. So that's what we're going to learn about today. And I'm super excited to share this in the Ayurveda nutrition series. We're going to discuss what exactly Ayurvedic diet is and what are some challenges that you could face when trying it. And we'll also talk a little bit more about why it's so important to you, right? So if you are watching this live, hello Usha ji. If you're watching this live, just say a quick hi. If you are watching this as a replay, you can always put a hashtag replay. And if you have any questions at any point of time, feel free to ask me any questions that you have, and I'll be more than happy to answer that. Right. So super exciting topic because this is literally what I do all the time, plan diets and lifestyles for people. Hi Darshana, nice to see you. Hello Uttamji, nice to see you. So thank you for watching live as always, guys. Thank you so much for your support. Let's talk about Ayurvedic diet. What exactly is it, right? And there are a lot of misconceptions about Ayurvedic diet. Hi Iti, nice to see you. So let me start first by say talking about some things that Ayurvedic diet is not, right? So Ayurvedic diet is not about eating curry or eating Indian food, right? Hello KK, nice to see you. So Ayurvedic diet is about optimizing your nutrition in a way that it works for you using the principles of Ayurveda. So it's not about eating curry, it's not about eating Indian food, it's not about eating butter chicken. So whatever misconceptions you have, about Ayurvedic diet, right? Ayurveda did originate like 100%, it originated in the Indian subcontinent. And Sanskrit is like the ancient language, which is the language in which all the core texts are written, right? And it has been incorporated in the Indian lifestyle for ages. Um, and that's why, sometimes people do connect the two. But Ayurvedic diet, because it's based on certain principles, you can use it to any cuisine, or no matter what your culture is, you can start applying it in your life. Hi, Kalpen, Sejal, nice to see you. So let's get started. What exactly is an Ayurvedic diet? So first thing, Ayurvedic diet is not a restrictive diet in the sense, it's not about don't eat this, don't eat that, So it has certain principles to follow, but it's one of the most flexible eating plans, and it's also highly personalized. So it is customized to you as a person. It is not something that uh, is going to be good for everyone, so we customize it on the basis of your body type. We'll customize it on basis of the condition you're suffering right now. We look at the seasons, we look at lots of different things when planning the diet. So Ayurvedic diet is something, it's an eating plan, you can say it's more of an eating plan, it's more of a nutritional plan that's going to provide guidelines for you what exactly to eat to optimize this nutrition for yourself. Also, when to eat, right? Not just what to eat, but when to eat, how to eat, so that you can prevent any health conditions from occurring and you can maintain your health. And if you are suffering from any health conditions, then we try to bring your body back into balance, creating a diet that is supportive to your healing, right? So an Ayurvedic diet is planned using, understanding your body, mind, and where you are in your spiritual journey sometimes as well. So body, mind, like we look at nourishment from all angles, and it can help maintain your health if you're already healthy. If you are someone who's suffering from health conditions, it can help you bring your health back on track, right? So that's what Ayurvedic diet is about. And a lot of the times, because Ayurveda, originated in the Indian subcontinent. If you look at TCM or Tibetan medicine, you look at Siddha medicine, a lot of overlap can be seen with Ayurveda because that's kind of the mother of different sciences there, right? So what happens is, because it originated in that culture, a lot of the times, all recipe books might have Indian recipes and all that, but again, that's a misnomer. It's almost like math, once you understand the principles, once you understand the equations, the basic formulas, you can apply it anywhere and everywhere, right? And that's what Ayurvedic diet is all about. And it is something that is pretty, like, if you start learning Ayurveda, if you start understanding, what exactly Ayurveda is, it is not really a complicated diet. It's also a big part of intuitive eating. So it is something that encourages you to use your own intuition while eating, right? Knowing yourself and how to respond to certain foods. So it's not just about certain things, but it's also about deeply connecting with food, deeply nourishing yourself with food, right? So that's something that, is extremely important to understand. Hello, Bharti Tai, nice to see you. So Ayurvedic diet, again, it's not a restrictive diet. It is a personalized healing nutritional plan for you. And it can be customized for anyone and everyone. And no two people will be on the same diet because it's so unique, right? So core concepts of Ayurveda are, we look at different doshas or energies. The Ayurvedic word is dosh, which means anything that's going to throw your body out of balance. Dosh can be understood as a fault or something. It's not really a fault, but it's the bioenergy that, when goes out of balance, has the potential to throw your entire body out of balance. And that is why this energy should be contained and balanced at all times, right? So we have identified three such energies. We talk about the energy of wind, which is the vata energy. We talk about energy of the sun, which is the pitta energy. And we talk about energy of the moon, that's the kapha energy, right? So when you look at the energy of the wind, right, air and ether make up this vata dosh that can be understood as energy of the wind. And how wind can sometimes, dry an entire desert out, or it blows and it can wreak a lot of havoc. The same thing happens with this vata dosh. So it is very irregular, it's very erratic, it's immensely dry, and it's swift and it's mobile, right? When we look at the energy of the sun, how the sun shines brilliantly, the same way this pitta is, has a lot of brilliance. So pitta people will have lots of luster on their skin, and it's also something that's extremely hot. People are hot headed, and it's also something that's very sharp. So people are also sharp natured, so they can just say things that might come across as extremely sharp. And then kapha is the energy of the moon, which is the nurturing energy. So these people are pretty laid back, easygoing, and even the kapha dosh is responsible for all the nourishment in the body, right? So people who nurture others, take care of others, and who are slightly heavier built, right? So I am a mixture of kapha pitta. So you can have dual doshas, you can have all three doshas balanced as well. And I will be talking about individual dosha diets for next week. I'll be doing a three-part series where we talk about the vata diet, pitta diet, and kapha diet, because a lot of the times, people are confused as to what to eat. I'm trying to do Ayurveda, I have no idea what to eat. So this is one of the biggest questions that I get. So that's what Ayurveda is all about, right? So let's talk about some rules, 10 rules to follow on this Ayurvedic diet. And these are simple rules, these are not complicated rules, right? So the first thing is, you're going to eat to balance your dosha, right? So when we look at the doshas, there are some that form your innate nature called prakriti. There are some which can be thrown out of balance, right? And not always your prakriti dosha is going to be thrown out of balance. There could be other conditions happening as well. So whatever dosha is aggravated, you're going to eat a diet to balance that out, or eat a diet that has qualities opposite to it. An example is, if you have excess vata in the body, you are going to eat lots of oils and fats and maybe carby foods and sweet foods to ground it. If your pitta is thrown out of balance, then you're going to eat soothing foods, cooling foods, really like sweet tasting foods that are going to help support it. And if you look at kapha, which is out of balance, you're going to eat some dry foods, you're going to eat easily digestible foods, something that's a little bit sharp to cut through that heaviness, and that will make you less lethargic. So these are kind of the core concepts of the Ayurvedic diet. Understanding your dosha, what is out of balance. Now let's talk about the 10 rules, right? So the first is, again, eating diet, like planning your diet to balance the dosha that's, out of balance. And if you are healthy, you can eat to balance the dosha that helps with your prakriti. The other thing we talk about Ayurveda is eat as close to nature as possible, right? Avoid anything processed, avoid a lot of artificial processing. If you can grow your own foods, which I absolutely love, that's fantastic. If you can't, try to avoid as possible. So don't eat processed foods, or don't eat foods that are hard for you to pronounce, or you have no idea what these foods are all about, right? So the closer it is to nature, the better it is for your body to process it. That's the logic. So try to eat foods that are really close to nature, fresh organic foods. They are rich in prana or life force, and they really nourish your body and help create health and vitality, right? So always whole foods, always fresh foods, and also seasonal foods, because your body is constantly trying to adapt with the external environment, right? So if it's really hot outside, your body tries to maintain the coolness. If it's really cold outside, your body will try to maintain heat, which it's losing to the external environment, right? So seasonal foods are grown, in that season, which will best support your body. An example is hearty squashes are grown in wintertime when your agni is really strong and you need heavy foods for digestion, when your body's consuming lots of calories just to stay warm, and these hearty heavy foods are going to support you, right? So this is the third principle, right? So the first one was always eat to balance the doshas. The second was eat as close to nature as possible, fresh organic produce. And the third one was to eat seasonal foods at all times. So that's extremely important. Hi Isha, nice to see you. The fourth one is to include all six tastes at every meal. So you can go back on my Facebook page, scroll through 100 days of Ayurveda. I've talked about six tastes. I've done individual videos on every taste as well. Six tastes: sweet, salty, sour, bitter, pungent, astringent, are the tastes that are found in nature, that are made of the five elements. And to stay healthy, you need all six tastes in your diet all the time. The proportions of this taste could be different on your doshas, or on your health conditions. But one taste that we really lack in today's world is bitter, right? So try to include some bitter vegetables as well to help detoxification, right? So you have to include, this is the fourth one, you have to include all six tastes at every meal. Now, the fifth one is to reduce sugar, not sugar, sorry, cold foods, right? So try not to drink ice water. Try not to drink something that's extremely cold or have too many slushies or ice creams, right? And the reason is, your body digests warm foods better, right? Your body, like when you're drinking warm food, when you're eating, sorry, you're drinking warm water, eating warm food, you are going to digest it extremely well. If you take cold foods all the time, it impairs your digestive fire or agni, and chances are that your digestion becomes really sluggish if you consume it all the time, and your health is going to suffer as well. So avoid anything that's ice cold. Smoothies are a bad idea, as I spoke in yesterday's video, right? So if you haven't checked it out, you can go and check that out as well. So try not to have anything that's ice cold. Try to drink water at room temperature if you absolutely hate warm water. But warm water, warm foods are the way to go. So this was the fifth point. The sixth point is to eliminate distractions at all times when eating, right? So if you're eating and if you are watching TV or playing video games or playing games on your computer, or even working, if you're grabbing a bite when you're finishing up on your files, your body is not going to digest the food. Your brain is not going to send those signals to your body to help aid the digestion of food. So eventually your health is going to suffer. You're not going to pick up these nutrients from food, right? So the one thing you need to do is really eliminate any distractions. Sit in a quiet, calm place, Don't talk too much, don't chit chat too much, and just focus on eating food. And really, the word in Sanskrit is tanmana bhunjit. So you have to put your body, like you have to feel the food with your hands, like really feel the food with all your senses, and also your mind, right? And if you are not eating, in a quiet space, you're never satisfied. If you have been eating all the time, probably your senses are not satisfied with the food, because you haven't been connected with food. So that is one of the reasons why you need to sit quietly and really focus on food and eliminate any kind of distraction. So this was the sixth point. Excuse me, the seventh point is to stop eating 3 hours before bedtime. So you don't, like, a lot of the times, people will have a nighttime snack or a nighttime ice cream bar or yogurt at night, right? So try to avoid any food at least 3 hours prior to your bedtime. This is one sure shot way of helping you sleep better and also losing weight, right? So avoid anything that's not just heavy, but try to avoid, if you're really hungry and if you can't sleep, maybe, drinking some warm almond milk, coconut milk, something liquid is a better choice than having something solid, because it's going to take time to digest, right? So try, the seventh point is to stop eating 3 hours before bedtime. And the eighth point is to not snack all the time, unless you have been specifically told to. So to strengthen your digestion, the one thing you can do is really focus on main meals, like 2 to 3 as per your requirement, right? And try not to graze all day. If you're grazing constantly, you're eating before you have digested the previous food, and it's going to create toxins in the body. So try not to graze all day, try not to eat constantly, like, or eat every 2 to 3 hours, especially if you are inactive. If you are an athlete, if you're on a specific nutritional plan, it's a different story altogether. But for most general people, if you avoid snacking and if you avoid grazing, right? We are not goats, we are humans, so we don't need to graze, right? Because we're not even as active. If you see goats on a farm, they're constantly running and all up, out and about. Yeah, today I'm all about animals. I just gave another example somewhere that we're not an octopus and we just have 2 hands. Now I'm talking about a goat. Wow. Okay. um, so yeah, so we are not goats, right? So we don't need to graze all day. Have your main meals and really connect with your food. Trust your body. And be intuitive with food as well. So that's going to help you digest better. So Uttamji is asking milks. Yeah, so regular milk can help as well if you're really hungry, right? Try to add some, maybe turmeric powder or maybe cardamom to help digest the milk better. But if you have it, earlier, that's better. But if you're really hungry, then maybe a liquid, like milk, almond milk, whatever you take, that's fine. That's better than eating some lot of solid food at bedtime, right? So we've covered like 8 points. The ninth point is to eat the largest meal of the day at lunchtime. So I have heard it all the time that breakfast like a king, have lunch like a queen, and dinner like a pauper. But when you wake up, your body hasn't woken up, right? If you are especially not active, if you have done fasted cardio, again, it's a different story. But for most part, try to make lunch your biggest meal. When the sun is above your head, your digestive fire is the strongest, right? So make lunch your biggest meal rather than, having a heavy dinner. You will sleep better, you will again lose weight, and you will gain tons of energy. So that was the ninth part. And the 10th one is, really don't eat till you're extremely full or uncomfortable. So in Ayurveda, we say that two-third capacity of your stomach should be empty at all times, right? Oh, sorry, should be full, and one-third capacity of your stomach should be empty at all times. So only eat to two-third of your capacity. If you're eating to the point you're going to burst, your digestive enzymes are not going to mix well with your food. Your stomach cannot carry out that mechanical digestion. If you've eaten too much, it's going to be extremely uncomfortable for your body to digest. So please don't eat till your shirt buttons pop out or your zipper pops out, right? So don't eat till you're uncomfortable. Every meal, try to have it to two-thirds of your capacity and not overeat. So these are the 10 rules for Ayurvedic diet or Ayurvedic eating, right? And these are the biggest challenge that biggest and challenge that one can face, right? So the benefit of Ayurvedic diet is it's very specific to you. It is extremely specific to you, so it's going to help balance your body. It's going to help maintain your health, and if you are suffering, it will bring your health back to balance. So that's the whole objective of Ayurvedic diet, and that's why it's highly personalized to you. Some benefits of eating according to an Ayurvedic diet are: you will sleep better, you will lose weight, you will lower your body's inflammation, right? You will start gaining tons of energy because an Ayurvedic diet always focuses on digestion. As your digestion improves, everything starts improving. Your skin texture will improve. If you're losing hair or if your nails are chipping down, that's going to improve as well, right? So an Ayurvedic diet is specifically designed to help improve your overall health as well. Not just sleep, you're not going to be uncomfortable, you're not going to be inflamed, you're not going to have tons of aches and pains. So that's what we try to do with an Ayurvedic diet. So lots and lots of benefits because we focus on digestion. Once your digestion straightens, everything else starts straightening out. You will gain energy, you will sleep better, you will start feeling better. Your mood is going to be 100% better, right? If you start following an Ayurvedic diet. So, what are some challenges that people face, right? So, the challenges that people face is, Ayurvedic diet can be extremely confusing for someone who has no idea, right? Because it's such a subjective thing. When I plan a diet, when I sit down with a client, I look at their diet, lifestyle, their dosha, prakruti, the vikrutis, like lots of parameters, their bowels, like how their bowel function is, are they constipated? Do they have diarrhea? How their digestion capacity is, how much their appetite is. So we look at multiple factors. It's not something that can be planned like really simple, right? So if you have to look at this multiple factors yourself, it might seem a little bit intimidating and challenging. So that is, I think, the only challenge, right? The other challenges that people perceive, like, oh, Indian food, I can't handle spice and all that. It's not about that. An Ayurvedic diet can be made non-spicy or bland if you want that, or we can incorporate local spices, or your cultural spices to it as well. So the other challenges are kind of pseudo challenges. The one challenge I see with most clients is, they feel lost what to eat, because they read too much information and it's hard to understand your own body type. It's hard to understand what's going on in the body. So that's where they need a lot of support. So that's my short video for today. It's not too short. Let me know if you have any questions about Ayurvedic diet. If you are struggling with your diet, please feel free to get in touch with me. I can help plan one for you, and it's going to be much easier for you if we sit down and we just plan your diet. And it's not about dieting, it's about connecting with your intuition, trusting your body, eating what works for you, not blindly following somebody else's trends, and that's extremely important. I had a really nice consultation today. I've been working with a client from the States, and I think we've been working together for a few months now. And she, like, her digestion has dramatically improved, and the feedback was really good. In her words, she was like, I've never felt better, like I have much more energy. I'm going every single morning, to empty my bowels without taking any laxatives, and I've never felt better. So these are real results of real people when you switch to an Ayurvedic diet, right? So try following any of the simple 10 rules. If you are, overwhelmed, maybe try, one or two rules, eat at fixed times or eat to just two-thirds of capacity. Stop overeating, stop eating at night, so simple changes will create a lot of benefits if you do them consistently, right? So thank you for watching this live. Thank you so much. If you have any questions later on as well, just post it in the comment section and I'll be more than happy to answer. Tomorrow, there's no Facebook Live. On Saturday at 11 o'clock, we have our expert of the week. We have Ashwini Chube. She's going to talk about the mindset of healing, and it will be live streamed from my Facebook page, the Facebook group, and YouTube as well. So just try Ayurveda. It's a beautiful plant. It's not just about a certain diet, or it's not just about chanting mantras 24/7. So there are lots of misconceptions when it comes to Ayurveda, but it is the most common sense science. When you start understanding yourself, it is literally like common sense knowledge. And it is extremely easy to implement once you learn to understand yourself. So that's the big challenge that most people face. Thanks once again for watching this live. I will see you all on Saturday. Have a fantastic night. You're most welcome. I can't see who the Facebook user is, but hi, sweetie. Nice to see you. Hey, Isha. Thank you all for watching this live and feel free to post any questions. Bye.